everyone, Laura Jewett here with the Inspired Living Real Estate Collective, and today we have Eddie Garcia with CocktailU here to show us how to make a summer sangria. So we're super excited about this, so without further ado, here's Eddie.
Thank you, Laura, and thank you for the Inspired Living team for inviting me today. It is summer, and we are going to make a summer sangria that can go all year round. So a lot of times when we're entertaining our friends, some people want white, some people want red, some people want sparkling sangria. We're going to show you a recipe today that's going to cover all of those. Not only that, it's going to be seasonal whenever you want. So for me, nothing says summer like berries, and we're going to use 3 different types of berries. We're going to use raspberries. Give them a little rinse. I once had a girlfriend who used to help me out with stuff, and she was just appalled that I never washed the berries before the thing. So from here on out, I wash berries. The habit is still here, the girlfriend is not. So we're going to use some strawberries. And when we use the strawberries, we don't totally want them to dominate with these big old strawberries. So what we've done, what Laura did before I got here, is we cut them into quarters. So, and for a little contrast, what we're going to do is we do some blueberries. Now, we were debating about the quality of wine that we use when we make a sangria. And so when they asked me, I said, well, do you have any Carlo Rossi or some other kind of jug wine on hand? And they didn't, because Laura is very fancy. But I always tell people, when you're making sangria, don't go full bore. Don't reach into your wine collection. I would reach into any kind of quality, or not quality, economical brand. And that's going to be just fine. A lot of people said, well, I'm going to get a headache from cheaper wine. Well, that's all right. You deal with the headache. So, all right. So we have our berries here, and we're going to prep them. And the way we're going to prep them is we're going to start off with one of our ingredients, orange curacao. And curacao is an orange liqueur that comes from Curacao. And basically what they do is they take the peels of the orange, dry them out, and then steep them. Once they steep them, they add a little sugar and alcohol, and next thing you know, have this beautiful fragrant liqueur that comes out. So the measurement is that much. I'm just going to mix this up. And what you're looking for is you're just wanting the orange curacao to lightly coat all your berries. Maybe kind of shimmery and everything like that. And just give it a nice stir. And it should look something like this. Really beautiful presentation. Okay, now I told you that we were going to be able to do red and white, and this is how we're going to do it. We are not going to make a full sangria. What we're going to do is make a sangria base. This is the same base that we used to use at Jade Bar, the sanctuary on Camelback, the place I used to manage, and it always turned out great. That way the red sangria people could get red sangria, white sangria people could get white sangria, and there was no excess, there was no waste. You just kind of went along with it. So, and this is how you make it. It's really easy. Everything is in equal portions. How many people are drinking today, Laura? 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce, or 3/4 of a cup. And we're going to do 3/4 of a cup of peach liqueur. Actually, let's just do a cup. I do a cup because it says 8 ounces, it doesn't say 6 ounces. We're going to go back, get a cup of the orange curacao. And I'm going to get a cup of brandy. And I like American style brandy, and it can be any kind that you find. Now, there are no rules. If you want a little bit more brandy, a little less liqueur, anything like that, or something like that, that's fine. Go ahead and do it. But always start off with the measurements that we give you. After that, you can modify whenever you want. And for me, Summer Sangria, for me, I like pineapple juice. Now, you can also use orange juice in the fall. You can dice up apples for your fruit and make it a fall sangria with apple juice. As long as you stick with those first three liqueur components, you can switch the juice out however you like. It's really that easy. Give this a little stir. There's a nice. Okay, so this is the prep. So the first thing you want to do, I guess, is open up your. So we're going to do a sparkling sangria, and we're going to do a red sangria. Just bring up the sparkling first. Opening up a bottle of champagne or prosecco, you always want to open it up with your fingers above the cage. I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with this, but it's 6 turns to actually get it open. Okay. Once the finger's on the cage, you want to make sure and turn that away from you. Now I know it seems like common sense, but I do a lot of bachelorette parties, and when you've been outside drinking all day, and you're wanting to turn not the cork, but the bottle. If you win the Super Bowl, you can make it well. All right, and then we're going to do some red sangria. They say this works. Let's see. It does. Very nice. Did you know it worked? Oh, it didn't work. The cork went through. I'm going to solve that right now, though. Let's see here. I told Laura before all of this, I said, don't worry about 6. It'll be real. Okay, the cork has come through, but that's okay. We're not going to let it ruin the drink. All right, this is the prep. Wine glass. Doesn't have to be a wine glass. It can be a wedge solo cup. It can be a plastic glass. It can be a double old-fashioned glass. It can be any glass that you have. If you have a bunch of rowdy friends like Laura does, I recommend plastic, especially if you're around the pool. We're going to make 2 of each. There it is. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to add ice. Next, what you want to do is you want to pour your base. Actually, first you want to do is add some berries. Now, the other reason why I like sangria being served this way is you always have friends. Is it too sweet? Is it not sweet enough? I like it a little sweeter. I don't like too much sweet. They can put as much or as little of the base that you want. Okay? Totally convenient for them. That way, if somebody just wants a drop or 2, they can have that. If they want to have more juice and more base than wine, they can do that too. And makes almost everybody happy, because there's always one. We have that friend, right? Base a little stir. And Katie wanted straight brandies. Just kidding. This is about how much I put in, but like I said, people can choose however much or however little they want. And the thing is, what you can always do is you can have the base in a pitcher, a selection of wines, and then a selection of fruit. And you can even make it look a little bit fancier by having the blueberries and the strawberries and the raspberries and blackberries and other summer fruits all prepped and everything so that people can scoop in the fruit that they want and everything. It kind of makes it almost like a little sangria bar. So, all right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to pour a couple of it. Kind of pretty because it has that layered effect. When you first pour in the Prosecco, champagne, or anything bubbled, you want to be careful because the sugar interacts with the effervescence. Or too much at one time, it just starts flowing all over the place. Now I'm going to try the this will work with us here. Get like a nice little layer effect. Even more nice in this one. If you pour it on the ice, it'll go over a little bit slower. And then you have a nice little layered effect. So you have your two red and you have your two sparkling. And that's how you make a great sangria. So let's see, who's going to taste? Okay, sparkling or red? Sparkling. I'm just going to give it a little stir in. Yeah, there you go. This is not a knife, it's a sparkling sangria stirrer. Okay, Laura. Come back over here, Laura, because I want people to see that big smile or a big frown on your face. Okay, good. All right.
Wow.
Let's see. We got a red one here. Let's try the red one. You want to try the red one too? Okay. I think when it's hot outside, maybe this one.
Yeah.
And I think maybe when it's a little bit cooler outside, maybe have a
like
red
the,
one.
and with the white wine would be nice too.
Mhm.
Then you were mentioning too, like you could switch out the like do apricot or
Yeah, so you just about any liqueur. So you can do apricot liqueur, any kind of liqueur you can think of. Go ahead and experiment. What I have found is more times than not, stone fruit type of liqueurs, such as peach, such as apricot, even a mango liqueur, that's going to work a little bit better.
Okay.
But if your taste is something that you'd like, maybe an elderflower liqueur or something a little more floral with a champagne, you can certainly do that as well. Just straight orange liqueur, a lot of people like that as well, with orange juice and the bubbles, kind of like an upgraded type of mimosa, right? So, but like I said, if you just follow this simple structure, you can really do a lot of different things. There's just multiple opportunities to do.
Amazing.
All right.
Well, everybody, this be a great for holidays.
I think it's great for holidays,
picnics,
summer, yeah,
for
picnics, anything really.
Parties, so hopefully you enjoy it and give us a try. If you do make this recipe, let us know what you think.